Hello friends, here I am with next part of this story. I hope you all like the video and subscribe to my channel. So let's start the video with summary. The three virgin goddesses created a child together with a man all three fell in love with. They all three loved the child unconditionally. This child will play a pivotal role in things to come that none would expect. He will help the child of prophecy in his role. Chapter 9. The group had just got off the bus at the Santa Monica Pier and were making their way to a secluded spot on the beach to decide what they needed to do from here. They had just found a secluded spot on the beach and were about to start figuring out what to do when they heard someone shout Naruto's name and turned to see Percy and the others making their way to them. "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" Percy asked once his group reached them. "We're on a quest to find and return Hades' helm to him to prove to the gods that I am an ally," Naruto told them, getting shocked looks from them. "When did you leave out on your quest?" Annabeth asked them. "About a day after you did," Naruto told them. "Well, we just got out of the underworld and it seems like someone planted Zeus's lightning bolt on me because I have it," Percy told them, getting shocked looks from them. "How about we both just take turns telling each other about our quests so far? Maybe we can figure out who did this and where Hades' helm is," Selena said, getting nods from everyone. "Alright then, how about you guys start?" Annabeth said, getting nods. Meanwhile on Olympus, Apollo was talking with Naruto's mothers in his temple about the small side quest he had given Naruto and his friends and how they handle it. "You should have seen it. Naruto and those girls were really impressive in their fight against the Hydra," Apollo said to the three goddesses, exaggerating wildly with his arms. Suddenly Apollo froze and his eyes rolled back into his head before he turned to the three goddesses. "A child has been born to the Virgin Three, a leader of men he shall be. Fate shall be changed through his destiny, as he leads others to victory. He shall lead the child of prophecy down the path to their destiny. To keep him grounded, three lovers there shall be, or lost in his immense power he will be. Allies forgotten he shall bring, to the aid of the gods in their hour of need. A measure of caution to this tale, if he falls to evil the Titans shall prevail." The three goddesses sat shocked at the prophecy that was just delivered by Apollo, who was just coming back from the state. "What just happened?" Apollo asked as he saw the shocked faces of the three goddesses. "You just delivered a prophecy, Apollo, about Naruto?" Hestia answered him. "Yes, and it may be as big if not bigger than the big three prophecy," Athena added, making him look at her in shock. "What did I say?" Apollo asked once he was over his shock, and Artemis quickly filled him in on the words of the prophecy he had just spoken. "I think we should keep this prophecy to ourselves until Naruto's quest is over, then we can bring it up to the council," Athena said, getting agreeing nods from the other three. "But we should be ready for any outcome because of some of the lines," Artemis said, causing them to begin discussing how best to handle any outcome from revealing the prophecy about Naruto. "Back with Naruto and the others, so that's what has happened so far on our quest," Percy said as he told Naruto and the girls what happened up until his group ran into them. "Do you guys have any idea who this god who has turned could be?" Naruto asked them. "Well, at first we thought it was most likely Hades, but after what you just told us I'm not sure," Annabeth answered. "Actually, I think I might have an idea of who did it, but I don't think he is doing it on his own or under his own will," Percy said, shocking the others. "Who do you think it is, Percy?" Naruto asked him, surprised he might know who did it. "The god who gave me this backpack, Aries," Percy said, shocking the others and making Claris angry. Claris was about to yell at Percy when a loud noise caught their attention and they looked to see Aries pulling up on his motorcycle. "You and your two friends weren't supposed to survive, Jackson," Aries said as he got off his bike and placed a helm on the handlebars. "Hades' helm, so you did take it, father, how could you?" Claris yelled out in shock. "Your group wasn't supposed to find out, Claris, but yes, I did it, and why wouldn't I? It would cause war and I love war," Aries said with a sad look before it turned gleeful. "I don't believe you did it for that, Aries. You would never willingly give up a weapon of that caliber," Naruto said, making Aries look at him. Suddenly Aries' jaw twitched and Naruto noticed his eyes glaze over behind his glasses. "Why didn't I? Yeah, with that kind of firepower," Aries said in a kind of daze, like there was another voice talking to him in his head. Everyone gave each other nervous looks at that, as it wasn't normal for a god. "I didn't want the trouble. Better for Jackson here to get caught red-handed with the thing," Aries said after his face cleared. "You're lying. Sending the bolt to the underworld wasn't your idea, was it?" Percy said, then asked. Of course it was, Aries said with smoke drifting up from his glasses like they were about to catch fire. You didn't order the theft. Someone else sent a hero to steal the 2 items. Then, when you went to track the thief down on Zeus's orders, you caught them. But something convinced you to let them go instead of turning them over to Zeus. You then decided to wait for another hero to come along to complete the delivery of the items. That thing in the pit is ordering you around, Percy guessed, shocking the others. I am the god of war. I take orders from no one. I don't have dreams, Aries yelled out in anger. Who said anything about dreams, father? Clarisse asked hesitantly. Aries looked agitated, but he tried to cover it with a smirk. Let's get back to the problem at hand, kid. Jackson's alive. I can't have you taking that bolt back to Olympus. You just might get those hard-headed idiots to listen to you. So I have got to kill you. Nothing personal, Aries said with his smirk broadening. You'll have to fight and kill me as well then, Aries, because I won't just stand back and let you kill my friend. Naruto said, getting gasps from the others as he stepped forward beside Percy and changed a Zippo into his katana. Percy pulled out Riptide and nodded to Naruto as he faced Aries. I have no problem with you, boy, and I actually have a little respect for you, but I won't hesitate to kill you as well, Aries said while summoning a huge 2-handed sword. Percy, don't do this, he is a god, Annabeth said. Yeah, Naruto, I know my father, he won't hold back, Clarisse said walking towards him with Silena. He is a coward, Percy said, getting a small growl from Clarisse. I don't expect him to hold back, Clarisse, just like I won't hold back, Naruto said. Were this at least for luck, Annabeth said, putting her camp necklace around Percy's neck. Reconciliation, Poseidon and Athena together, Annabeth told him. Thanks, was all Percy managed to get out. If you're sure, then take this for luck, Naruto, Clarisse said before giving him a kiss on the lips, surprising everyone but Silena, who smiled. I'll be sure to win so we can talk about what this means, Clarisse, Naruto said, getting a nod from her. Take this, the satyrs stand behind you, Percy, Grover said as he handed Percy a flattened tin can. Grover, I don't know what to say, Percy said before stuffing the tin can into his pocket. You're crazy for doing this, Naruto, but this is for luck from me, Silena said before also kissing Naruto on the lips again, surprising everyone but Clarisse. Like I told Clarisse, I'll be sure to win so we can talk about what this means, Naruto told her before giving them both hugs, then walking towards Aries with Percy beside him. Are you two done saying goodbye? Then let's get started, Aries said as he charged the 2 with his sword. Naruto dodged to the left, moving up the beach, as Percy dodged to the right, moving towards the ocean. Naruto noticed Aries turn and focus on Percy in the fight and quickly thought up a strategy that would help Percy in the fight. While Naruto was preparing his strategy, Percy was using every ounce of his abilities to fight Aries and was quickly losing ground, seeing as Aries had separated him from the ocean, which had amplified his power. Not so tough now, are we, boy? Aries taunted as he swung his sword downwards at Percy, who barely blocked in time before rolling away. Oh, I think I can handle you, especially since it seems you forgot something, Percy said with a smirk as he noticed Naruto behind Aries with his bow drawn and Greek fire lighting the tip of his arrow. Oh, and what did I forget? Aries taunted him. You forgot me, you idiot, Naruto shouted out, causing Aries to turn around surprised right before Naruto loosed his arrow. Arg! Aries screamed out as the arrow hit him in the leg and burned straight through, leaving a gaping hole in his leg. You'll pay for that, brat, Aries yelled out right before another arrow seared through his right shoulder, causing him to scream out again as another hole appeared. I don't think I will, Aries, Naruto taunted right before he was charged by Aries, who swung his sword down at him, which he barely dodged before bringing his katana back out and preparing himself. Do you really think that katana will help you, boy? Aries asked Naruto as he circled him and Percy. I do, especially since I found out my father's family was blessed by the Japanese god of war before they faded thousands of years ago, Naruto said with a smirk on his face as everyone else looked at him in shock. Guys, cops, Silena shouted out, and they turned to see 5 squad cars pull up. Drop the guns now or we will open fire on you, one cop said through a megaphone. Guns, so that's what they see us wielding through the mist, Naruto thought to himself. Begone, this is a private affair, Aries said before waving his hand, causing all the cop cars to go up in flames. The cops barely had time to jump out of the way. Oh, Aries, you just made this so much harder on yourself, Naruto said and waved his hand, causing the flames to jump from the cop cars and onto ours, immediately igniting his clothes on fire. We don't have much time, Percy, so here is the plan. I need you to get back to the water so you can use your stronger powers, and I'll keep him distracted while you whip up something that will take him down, Naruto said, getting a nod from Percy. They then turned back to ours just as he had put out the last of the flames. It'll take more than that, boy, Aries said with a growl. Oh, I knew that already, Naruto said as he summoned fireballs into his hands. Percy, go, Naruto shouted as he started tossing fireballs at Aries. Percy tore off down the beach towards the water as Naruto kept Aries distracted. Once he reached the water, Percy knew just what to do and began summoning the biggest wave he could. Naruto, move now, Percy shouted, causing Naruto to jump to the other side of the beach as a giant wave came crashing down on top Aries, knocking him down and disarming him of his sword, which immediately disappeared in a poof. I'm not down yet, Jackson, Namikaze, Aries growled out, getting to his feet. Oh, I think you are, especially if you don't want to be disfigured by Greek fire, Naruto said with a smirk as Aries froze and looked towards him to see him holding a giant Greek fireball above his head. I believe that's checkmate, Aries, Percy said, smirking as well. Aries growled before looking around before lunging for the group of girls and grabbing Selena. I don't think so, kid, unless you want her hurt too, Aries said with a smirk as he summoned a dagger and held it to her throat. Naruto's eyes widened before narrowing into slits of anger. Then he felt a force bubbling at its breaking point, and suddenly it shot over it and his body was surrounded by Greek fire as he let out an animalistic roar. The power took control and his arms raised on their own before shooting forward towards Aries, and the Greek fire followed their call, shooting forward and burning the arm that held the dagger to Selena's throat. Aries yelped in surprise and dropped Selena as he tried to put out the fire now burning over his whole arm. Suddenly the fire disappeared as Naruto walked forward towards Aries with a menacing look on his face. Get out of here, Aries, before I do more than cripple your arm with this fire, Naruto growled out as he held up his hand and the Greek fire surrounding him coalesced into a ball in his hand. You won this round, boy, but you and Jackson have just made an enemy. Remember that every time you raise your blade in battle, Aries growled out as he began to glow brightly. Percy, Naruto, close your eyes, Annabeth yelled out. They did just in time to avoid being turned to a crisp as Aries vanished. Naruto and Percy then put away their weapons and headed over to the others after grabbing Hades' helm from the sand where it had fallen after Aries' bike disappeared. That was amazing, I can't believe you survived, Selena said, getting nods from the others except Claris. I can. Dad wasn't fighting like himself, something was definitely wrong with him, Claris said, getting agreeing nods from Naruto and Percy. There was, but we don't have time to talk about it now. We need to go to the underworld and you guys need to get back to Zeus with Lightning Bolt, Naruto said, getting a nod from Percy before they split up with Percy's group heading toward the cops and Naruto sneaking off to get to the entrance of the underworld. An hour later, Naruto and the girls were standing outside DOA Recording Studios, which was the place Percy said was the entrance to the underworld. Okay girls, you ready to do this? Naruto asked, and they nodded before he opened the door and walked inside to see a waiting room filled with souls. They walked up to a desk with a man in an Italian suit behind it. He looked up as they stopped in front of the desk. Not more godlings, you aren't getting in like the last ones, he said with a frown on his face. Oh, I think we will, Karen, especially since your master is expecting us to deliver this to him in the underworld, Naruto said with a smirk on his face as he held up the Helm of Darkness. Yeah, we wouldn't want him blaming you if it isn't returned now, would we? Selena said, also smirking as Karen's face turned even paler at the thought of that. Yeah, I mean, who else would he blame, seeing as your office here is the only entrance to the underworld? Claris added and grinned in joy at he going even paler than actually possible. Alright, I get it, I will lead you there, Karen said as shot to his feet and started leading them to an elevator at the back of the room. The three demigods followed him with smirks on their faces and entered the elevator after it opened. They watched as he pulled out a keycard and put it into a slot near the buttons and felt the elevator start to descend. Girls, remember what Percy told us about this ride being dizzying. If you need to close your eyes till I tell it is safe to open them, Naruto said, getting a negative shake of the head. No, we're good, Naruto, Selena said, and Naruto nodded in understanding. A few minutes later, the elevator had finished its changer into a barge which Karen was now pulling across the river Styx in a black cloak. Why does the river look so polluted? Naruto asked aloud, not expecting an answer. It is the forgotten and unfinished hopes, dreams, and wishes of you mortals. It's irresponsible waste management if you ask me, Karen answered as he continued to pull the boat across the river. In the distance they could just make out the shoreline they were heading towards through the thick green mist wafting off the river. After a while they could hear whimpering and Karen turned towards them. Old Three-Face just hasn't been the same after that group that came through before, Karen told them just before the boat landed on the shore. They disembarked with the spirits that were on the boat with them, then turned to Karen. Well, hopefully the boss man will be in a better mood after you return that to him. Oh, and please see if your friend was able to get me that raise he mentioned earlier, Karen said before he started pulling the boat back the way he came. Well, let's get going and get this over with, Naruto said, getting nods of agreement from the others. They followed the spirits up a hill towards a large gate that said you are now entering Erebus. They noticed there were 3 lines that each had metal detectors and security cameras, and further in was tow booths with black-robed ghouls like Karen. They heard the whimpering again and looked off to the side to notice the giant 3-headed dog laying there whimpering. Naruto walked over towards the dog and it started lightly growling when it noticed them. You living human, just like friends you leave after playing with us and make us sad, Naruto heard Cerberus say. It's alright big guy, I'm sure she will come back to play with you soon. I'm sorry you're sad, but maybe I can get you a playmate you can play with for a while, Naruto said as he whistled and Kurama ran to his side. You bring friendly play, Cerberus said excitedly as he jumped to his feet and his tail started wagging. Kurama, would you mind changing into a bigger form and playing with Cerberus for a while? He doesn't get to play much, Naruto asked the fox. Sure boss, I don't mind, Kurama told him before he glowed for a moment, then changed to the size of Cerberus and pounced on him, play fighting with him. Naruto smiled then walked back over to the girls. Kurama is going to stay and play with Cerberus for a while, but I will make sure we get him before we leave, Naruto told them. That was sweet of you Naruto, he probably doesn't get to play much, Selena said before giving him a peck on the lips, with Claris giving him one right after. Alright, let's get going, follow me, Naruto said with a blush on his face as he started walking towards one of the tow booths with the ghouls inside. Hey you, we need a way to get to Hades so we can give him this, Naruto said as he held up the Helm of Darkness. Right away sir, the ghoul said before pressing a button on his counter. After a few moments the group heard the sound of flapping wings and saw the 3 fairies approaching and watched as they landed in front of them. So you have brought the helm, have you godlings? The fury known as Alecto asked them. Yes, we have brought it just as Hades asked of us, oh great Semnai, Naruto answered, shocking the Furies that he referred to them by that name. How did you know that title? One of the other Furies asked. It's not hard to figure out, especially since one of my mothers gave you that title and made you the protectors of Athens, her city, Naruto said, getting nods from the Furies. Very well, follow us, we will lead you to our Lord Hades, Alecto stated before leading the way. Come on girls, it's time to get this quest finished, Naruto said as they began following the Furies. They followed the Furies through the underworld to Hades' palace, but as they were passing a pit that the Furies said was Tartarus, Naruto stopped as he could hear low mumbling voices coming from it. Do any of you hear that? Naruto said as he took a few steps towards the direction of the pit. Hear what, Naruto? I don't hear anything, Claris asked him, then said as the rest of the group including the Furies turned towards him. The voice is coming from the pit, Naruto said as he took another step towards the pit. I would not be bothered by the voices, young godling, for they are the voices of beings that have been damned to eternity in Tartarus. Now follow us, the Fury Alecto said, snapping Naruto out of whatever trance he had fallen into. The group then continued on their way until they reached the gates of Hades' palace, where the Furies stopped. This is where we leave you godlings, so that we can return to our jobs, Alecto said before taking off and flying away back towards the entrance of the underworld with the other Furies following her. Well, come on girls, we can't stand out here all day, Naruto said, getting nods from the girls before he led the way up to the doors of the palace, where he knocked. After the last knock's echo died away, the doors opened on silent hinges, showing the throne room of Hades' palace. As they entered the room they looked to the thrones to see both Hades and Persephone sitting in them. They walked to just in front of the thrones before dropping to one knee in front of gods. Rise, demigods, so that I may personally thank you for returning my helm, Hades said, causing them to stand and look towards him. Lord Hades, I bring you your helm as was my orders on this quest. I have but one thing to ask of you. Naruto said as he held the helm out to Hades. What is this request you ask of me? Hades asked as he took the helm from him. I ask that you return Percy's mom back now that it has been proven that he was innocent. Naruto said, causing both Hades and Persephone to look at him in surprise. You would use this request to help the son of Poseidon instead of yourself? Persephone asked him in a calm voice. I would, Lady Persephone, because at this moment there is nothing in this world I want that is more important than my friend having his mother back. Naruto said, causing Persephone to smile at him gently while Hades smirked. Very well, Naruto Namikaze, it will be done. You have proven yourself to be a true hero boy, Hades said before snapping his fingers. Thank you, Lord Hades, but the praise is not needed, for I could not look anyone in the eye if I had used this request for personal gain instead of to help others, Naruto said. Very well, but I must know who was it that stole my helm and Zeus's lightning bolt? Hades asked. It was Aries, Lord Hades, through the use of another demigod, though I believe that he was being controlled somehow, Naruto said, getting shocked looks from the two gods. I see, we will look into this matter with the council when we go there, Hades said. There is another matter I wish to talk to you about after the council meeting, uncle, if you would allow it, Naruto said, causing Hades to look shocked for a moment until a true smile appeared on his face. I will allow it, nephew, Hades said, causing Naruto to smile while Persephone looked on at the scene with a soft smile on her face, seeing one of the many things about Hades that had made her fall for him in the first place. Now we should be going if we want you to get there in time, Hades said as he rose from his throne and had everyone hold hands with him before they flashed out of the underworld. Naruto, son of the three virgin goddesses, Book 1, The Lightning Thief, Chapter 10. They reappeared in a dark corner of the throne room on Mount Olympus to see the rest of the gods already in attendance and Percy, Annabeth, and Grover standing before them. He could tell Percy had already relayed the events of his quest to the gods and was waiting on Zeus's verdict. Brother, I am here with the three demigods, Hades said, his voice sounding through the silence in the room, causing the gods and Percy's group to look in our direction. Oh Hades, bring them forward so they may report their quest, Zeus said in his booming voice. Hades nodded and ushered us to the center of the room while he and Persephone stayed near the edge of the room. Lord Zeus, Lady Hera, we said together while kneeling before him before rising. Then I turned to each of my mothers and bowed to them in turn with a smile on my face. Tell us, Naruto Namikaze, of your quest, Zeus said with an inquisitive tone to his voice. Naruto spent an hour telling them about their quest, how they had been told to collect the pearls only to end up not needing them, his part in the battle with Aries, and his belief that Aries was somehow being controlled into doing it. So you believe that Aries was being controlled? Can you explain why you believe the sun? Athena asked with a curious look on her face. It's actually quite simple, mother. Aries is known throughout history for starting wars and collecting powerful weapons for himself that he sometimes gives to his children. With that in mind, why would Aries hand over the lightning bolt to demigods when he has tried to get his hands on it for centuries? Naruto then said before asking, leaving the gods to look at him intrigued at his word and wondering his answer. It's simple really, if Aries was in his right mind he wouldn't hand over the lightning bolt. That means that something had him out of his right mind. We all know gods can't actually get drunk or high, so that is ruled out, which only leaves him being controlled by a being stronger than the gods, Naruto said, shocking the gods at his reasoning and at the implications it could mean. That can't be true, there are no beings at this time that are stronger than the gods, Zeus said in denial. Oh, there certainly are, uncle, and you know who I mean, Naruto said, making the gods look nervous while Zeus looked to be sinking even further in denial. No, there will be no Zeus began before being cut off by Apollo. Father, I had a prophecy pertaining to Naruto that proves him right, Apollo said, shocking the gods and making Zeus stare at him in surprise. Then tell us this prophecy, Apollo, Zeus said, leaning back in his throne to listen. Very well, Apollo said before falling into his prophecy mode, as the other gods called it. A child has been born to the Virgin 3, a leader of men he shall be. Fate shall be changed through his destiny, as he leads others to victory. He shall lead the child of the great prophecy, down the path to their destiny. To keep him grounded 3 levers there shall be, or lost in his immense power he will be. Allies forgotten he shall bring, to the aid of the gods in their hour of need. A measure of caution to this tale, if he falls to evil the Titans shall prevail. The gods looked shocked at the prophecy as Zeus looked almost sick for a moment. The boy is too powerful, I say we kill him. Aries said giddily, getting a green nod from Zeus. Over my dead body will he be killed? Hestia shouted out, shocking the other gods at her being hostile as she was always the gentlest of the gods. Brother, you made me the keeper of these halls and its hearth, as such I invoke sanctuary for my son. You shall not kill him or you will receive a fate worse than death, she said with great fire burning in her eyes to show how angry she truly was. All the gods, especially Zeus, looked shocked at her declaring sanctuary over her son to protect him. Hestia, surely you understand he is a threat, Zeus said, shocked. No, father, what we understand is that he could become a threat and what you're doing now could cause it to happen, Athena said, appearing beside Hestia and behind her son. Athena, you as well? Zeus asked, looking shocked, thinking she would back him up with her logical mind. Yes, father, you forget that it also states that he will be a great aid to us, Artemis said as she also appeared next to Hestia. So you all feel this way and wish to protect him? Zeus asked. With our lives, brother, Hestia said, getting agreeing nods from the other 2 goddesses. And you are not worried that he will turn on us? Zeus asked, surprised. No, we are not worried about that at all, Artemis answered. Very well, he will live, Zeus declared, causing them to smile before they returned to their original spots after smiling at Naruto in a motherly way, receiving smiles in return. For now this meeting is adjourned, Zeus said before standing and flashing out the other gods besides Naruto's mothers, Hades, Persephone, and Poseidon following. Percy, may I have a moment? Poseidon asked gently as he shrunk down to his human form and received a nod from Percy before they left the throne room to talk in private. Naruto watched the scene with a small smile, hoping that this would be the push Percy needed to begin to forgive his father. Then he turned to his friends and the remaining gods. Uncle Hades, I wish to ask for the ability to bring Cerberus up from the underworld from time to time, as he seems very lonely down there with no one to play with. I left Kurama there to play with him for a while, but he will need to return to me soon? Naruto asked, then said, shocking the goddesses at how he addressed Hades. I can't allow you to summon Cerberus whenever you wish. That is something only bestowed upon my children, but I can give you a whistle that will allow you to summon him in dire situations, Hades said with a thoughtful look before giving him a silver whistle. Also, if you wish, you may leave Kurama with Cerberus. I am sure one of your mothers can devise a way for you to summon him whenever you need him, Hades said while looking at Naruto's mothers inquisitively, causing Artemis to sigh for a second before raising her hand that contained a gold whistle and giving it to Naruto. That will allow you to summon Kurama whenever you wish, my son, Artemis said with a smile. Thank you, uncle. Thank you, mother, Naruto said, bowing to both of them. If that is all, nephew, I must be going now, Hades said with a smile. Yes, uncle, that is all, Naruto said, getting a nod from Hades before he walked over to Persephone, and they flashed away after the demigods covered their eyes. After they left, the 3 then turned to Naruto's mothers. You did good, my child, and do not worry, we will support you any way we can in your prophecy, Athena said, hugging her child. Thank you, Mom, that means a lot to me, Naruto said with a bright smile. You have brought great pride to us and yourself, and done well, my child. The hunt will welcome you any time, Artemis said, causing the others in the room to gasp in surprise except Naruto. Thank you, mother, I am honored, Naruto said with a smile becoming bigger. All I have to say is that I am proud of you, and that you should ask the child of Hephaestus named Charles Beckendorf to aid you in refining your control over your fire skills, Hestia said with a smile. I will, mother, thank you, Naruto said before getting a hug from her. It is time for you to go now. Poseidon is done talking to Percy. Your groups need to get back to camp, Athena said with a sad smile. Oh, okay, I love you, moms, Naruto said, smiling sadly as well. We love you too, Naruto, Hestia said, getting agreeing nods from the other 2 goddesses. The 3 goddesses then flashed away after a few more minutes. Naruto then turned to Claris and Selena and motioned for them to follow him and led them out of the Olympian throne room. They then saw Percy's group already making their way to the elevator and followed them but kept some distance so they could talk. So now that the quest is over with, will you two please explain the kisses to me now? Naruto asked them with a smirk as he saw their glowing faces. Well, we both kind of really like you a lot, Naruto. Selena began. Yeah, and you treat us really well and actually respect us even though we're girls. Claris continued. So we decided that if you return both our feelings and you're alright with it, we would share you in a relationship. Selena continued. But it is totally your choice and completely up to you. Claris finished. Naruto was shocked for a moment even though he had overheard them talking about it before back at the Lotus Casino. So let me get this straight, you both like me and want to date me, and depending on my decision and my feelings are even willing to share me? Naruto asked them. Yes! Claris and Selena said at the same time with blushes on their faces. Naruto stopped them then turned to face them. Both of you please close your eyes for me? Naruto asked and they both complied by closing their eyes. Once he was sure they had their eyes closed, Naruto walked towards Selena and lifted her face before caressing her cheek and kissing her for a few seconds on the lips. Then he pulled away and put his mouth beside her ear. Yes, I will date both of you as I care a great deal about you both and like you both a lot. He whispered in Selena's ear, getting a giant grin from her though she still kept her eyes closed. Naruto then turned to Claris and stepped up to her before repeating the same thing with her getting a giant grin from her as well. He then stepped back and looked at both of them for a moment while they still had their eyes closed. He was trying to memorize everything about them so he would always remember this moment and everything about it. You two can open your eyes now. Naruto said, a radiant smile on his face. Both girls opened their eyes to see his radiant smile, then looked at each other before both girls glommed him in a tight hug while giving him kisses on both cheeks. I have one question for both of you before we go to the elevator. You two heard my prophecy, or are of you upset that you will have to share me with another girl according to it? Naruto said then asked. Both girls looked at each other for a moment then looked back at him with soft smiles on their faces. We would be if the prophecy didn't say you need 3 girls or you would lose yourself. Claris said. Yeah, we both care about you too much to let you lose yourself because we didn't want to share you with anybody else. Selena said, the choice is yours, just allow us to have a chance to get to know the girl and approve of her first, alright? Claris said. You got it girls, I'm so lucky to have you too. Naruto said, smiling brightly before both girls hugged him again. Once they released him, they continued on catching up to Percy's group as they reached the elevator that would return them to the lobby of the Empire State Building where they would find their ride back to the camp. So guys, have you had that talk about the kisses yet? Percy asked tactlessly, causing Selena and Claris to blush bright red while Naruto smiled a small smile. Yeah, we did, they're both my girlfriends now. Naruto said, shocking Percy's whole group and causing Annabeth to blush along with Selena and Claris. But if you ever ask like that again, I will prank the hell out of you, got it? Naruto said, smirking sinisterly at Percy, causing him to gulp. Yeah, I got it. Percy said, sweating a little. After that, the elevator lapsed into silence until they reached the ground floor and the doors opened to show Argus standing there waiting for them. The giant man with eyes everywhere indicated for them to follow him, then led the way to the camp van. They got in silence, Naruto and his group getting in the very back, the girls snuggling up to him while Percy and his group sat in the middle talking about different things. Naruto and the girls smirked from the back as they watched Percy and Annabeth take quick glimpses at each other every so often in their conversation before turning away with light blushes. How long till you think they will hook up? Claris asked. Knowing Percy, it will take a while. What do you think, Selena? Naruto said then asked. I agree with Naruto, especially since their parents have a rivalry with each other and disagree on almost everything. Selena said with a giggle as she watched Annabeth glance at Percy before turning and blushing lightly. Yeah, I guess so, it sure seems like it with how shy they are right now. Claris said, smirking in their direction. Soon after that, they arrived at the entrance to camp to see Chiron and Percy's mother standing near Thalia's tree waiting. Percy cried out in happiness and jumped out of the car before running towards his mom and grabbing her in a hug, both of them crying in happiness. Chiron and the others watched from the sides with smiles on their faces before Chiron turned to them and noticed Naruto's hands interlock with both Selena's and Claris's. "So I see something's happened on your quest, Naruto," Chiron said with a smirk, looking at the three's interlocked hands. Selena and Claris blushed but snuggled into Naruto as Naruto looked down for a moment. "Yeah, we kind of hooked up. I'll tell you all about it once things have settled down, along with some more important things, including what I would say is another great prophecy about me," Naruto said with a serious air at the end, causing Chiron to turn serious as well. "Another great prophecy, and it's about you?" Chiron asked him seriously. "Yeah, straight from Apollo himself, but like I said, I will tell you about it later, okay?" Naruto said, causing Chiron's eyes to widen before he nodded. "Well, let's get you guys into camp then, shall we?" Chiron said, getting a nod from everybody except Percy, who asked for some time with his mom alone, which Chiron granted. Chiron then led the others into the camp and towards the big house, but not without some of the campers noticing them and running off to inform the others. "Well, everyone will know you are back now," Chiron said with a sigh as Naruto smirked. "We wouldn't have been able to avoid it for long anyway, Chiron," Naruto said, getting an agreeing nod from the centaur. Once they reached the big house, Chiron led them inside and towards the pinnacle table, where he climbed back into the wheelchair so he could sit down at the table's height. He then indicated for the others to sit down with him just as Percy walked in the door, and he sat down as well. "My mom says she is going to come get me at the end of summer, but I will be coming back next summer," Percy said, getting a nod from Chiron. "Well then, Percy, Annabeth, and Grover, why don't you fill me in on your quest? Then Grover can report to Dionysus and the Council of Cloven Elders to fill them in and be judged," Chiron said, getting nods from everyone. Percy then began filling Chiron in with the other two, occasionally speaking up when Percy forgot something. It took about 2 hours to fill him in on the whole quest. "Very well, you did a good job. You might return to your cabins or go see your friends while I hear the details of Naruto's quest," Chiron said. "Alright then, Chiron, we'll see you guys later, Naruto," Percy said as his group left the big house with Grover heading to the Council of Cloven Elders. "Well then, fill me in, you three," Chiron told them. Naruto then went over the quest with Chiron as Selena and Claris spoke up to tell about parts of the quest as well. "So that is a new great prophecy, it seems it ties into the other great prophecy," Chiron mumbled to himself before looking up. "You three did well and I congratulate you on your relationship, but I have much to think about, so I must ask that you either go to your cabins or go and see your friends," Chiron said, getting a nod from the three, who immediately left the big house after saying goodbye. "Well, how about we head to our cabins and drop off our stuff before we meet back up to go and see our friends?" Naruto said, getting a nod from the girls. "Sounds like a plan to me," Claris said before giving him a peck on the lips, then heading to Aries' cabin. "Yeah, see you in a few, Naruto," Selena said before also giving him a peck on the lips and heading to Aphrodite's cabin. Naruto stood and watched them till they reached their cabin before heading to his own main cabin in the center of the others, that was Hestia's. Once Naruto was done putting his stuff away and had taken a shower and changed clothes, he left his cabin and looked around for Selena and Claris. Not seeing them, he figured they were still in their cabins and decided to go to his room in Artemis's cabin. Once he was in his room, Naruto walked over to the display case to see that all his new spoils of war that were mostly heads of monsters were all there and either on wall mounts or put on stands. After a while longer in the room, Naruto left the cabin and walked back towards Hestia's cabin, noticing the girls making their way there as well with some of their siblings with them. As soon as he reached the cabin, he sat in a chair near the fire and waited for them to reach him. Claris was the first to reach him and she plopped right down in his lap on his left side and French kissed him, shocking everyone around them except Naruto and Selena, who was the next to reach them and plopped right down in his lap on his right side and French kissed him as well, which shocked everybody around them even more. After the kiss ended, both girls then snuggled up into him and they spent the rest of the day just sitting there relaxing and hanging out with their siblings, to which Athena's kids were added except for Annabeth, who was hanging out with Percy. I hope you all liked the video. And if you all want the next part of this video, please like the video and comment 3 hearts. Please subscribe to my channel so whenever I upload a video you will notify.